Hey friend, welcome to my channel. My name is Jordan. If you're new here, I'm a stay-at-home mama of 3 boys. Today I wanted to share with you a morning routine / day in the life with my kiddos. My goal for day in the life videos is always for you to just kind of feel like you have a friend in the day that is going through it with you, even if I'm not physically there with you, that you can just kind of tune into my life and feel like we're doing this together. Usually I will do my Bible study in here. Lately, I had been doing it in my bed, just like half-heartedly, and I am gonna get myself out of that habit because it has just not been a healthy habit where I just don't get to connect with the Lord in the same way as when I'm fully awake and aware of things and sitting on the couch, ready to enter into prayer time and intentional time with the Lord. But anyways, what I'm doing right here is writing down my list of to-dos. So I try to write them in order, and then there's a section that I'll create down at the bottom that has just a list of chores that I can do if I have little free time windows. Because I don't know about you, but whenever I have little windows that I can get things done, there's still noise and chaos in my home, and so it's kind of difficult for me to think straight and to figure out what I need to do next. And so this list does help me to just kind of have some direction. Of course, it never matters how small the room is. All my kids want to be in the same room with me. My husband was home during this time. He was just chilling on the couch by himself, and everyone was with me. And in his defense, it is definitely not his fault that they just come into the room with me. It's just them. It's just what they do. And honestly, it kind of makes me a little bit thankful because I feel like they love me, but also it's a little bit frustrating. We moved into this house a couple weeks ago, and so there are still some things up, like the curtains that were from the previous owner, and this room is definitely the last room to get handled. It is still kind of a mess. This is actually after I organized it, so it looks a lot better right now. This was the first time that I was actually able to do a morning routine to the full extent because we've moved so many times. All of my morning routines have looked so different as we've moved, and I've had to readjust and figure out where things should go and all of those things. Just over here putting my socks on, and it's pure chaos in there. Not really looking forward to going out there. My husband has about 20 more minutes with us. I think it's more like 15 minutes. And I gotta go get my makeup on before he leaves, and then I will take over. Here is the look for the day. When you think about scriptures like Proverbs 31 and how charm is deceptive and beauty is fleeting, but a woman who fears the Lord is to be greatly praised, that is something that I have clung to. Growing up, I had pretty low self-confidence, so I tried to put a lot of efforts into my appearance. I remember when I was a teenager, I would put on makeup just to go to the gas station. Like, it didn't matter. I was super obsessed with my appearance and trying to make sure that I looked my best at all times in front of people. And as I've just gotten older and grown closer to the Lord, I've begun to understand God's heart a little more, which has helped me with my own heart. When I think about scriptures like Luke 12:27, it says, "Consider how the wildflowers grow. They don't labor or spin thread. Yet I tell you, not even Solomon in all his splendor was adorned like one of these. If that's how God clothes the grass, which is in the field today and thrown into the furnace tomorrow, how much more will he do for you, you of little faith?" And I understand that the context right here is talking about clothing, but when we think about how God clothed and made these wildflowers so beautiful, he also created us right in his image. And so a God who is purposeful in creating flowers and birds and animals and trees exactly how he wanted them to be, I envision that he made every human being exactly how he wanted them to be. It also says in verse 34, "Where your treasure is, there your heart will be also." This is my favorite verse in all of the Bible. The fact of the matter is that the world treasures appearance. It treasures money. It treasures what you have, what you look like. Those types of things are all very worldly things, but God says to not put our treasures in these types of things, to set your mind on the things above rather than earthly things. And so when we seek the kingdom first, then He will provide the contentment and the joy that we are looking for ultimately, that we are not going to ever find in trying to change our image. I had no intent of talking about either of those things, but anyways, back to the video. In the mornings, I will do my Bible time and all of the things that you saw earlier. Then I will try to get dressed, put a little bit of makeup on. I really don't do a full face of makeup. This is honestly more than I normally do anyways, but I kind of felt like it had been a while since I had put a little more effort into how I look. After Matt leaves, I like to clear off the countertops because it feels like it sets the tone for the day a little bit better. And we like to do our story time / circle time at the bar over there on the left. By the way, this is completely unrelated, but just curious, if you could put down in the comments what you wear in the day typically if you're a stay-at-home mom. Do you like to get ready fully head to toe? Do you like to wear kind of like workout clothes? Mine kind of varies, especially with the weather. I feel like lately I haven't been dressing like I am in this video right here. It's been a lot more like just layers and layers of leggings and sweatshirts because I'm just cold all the time. I do feel more energized when I wear clothes more like what's in this video than when I wear kind of athleisure. I feel a little more tired. But anyways, after doing the countertops, I sometimes, if the kids are doing okay, I will try to do a load of laundry. Lately, I've felt like God has just come and met me in these little mundane moments where I'm doing laundry or doing dishes, and He knows that I don't always have the time to set aside and sit down with Him. Sometimes I do, but not always. And I think that most of the time He just really hopes that we will abide in Him and just kind of set our mind on Him throughout the day. And in these little moments when I am able to get away, even if I am doing laundry, just being able to think of Him and imagine Him right there with me while I'm doing these loads and feeling like it's not super meaningful, but it becomes meaningful as I am setting my mind on Him. I don't know if you have this sometimes, but I have this pretty often. My brain will think about a circumstance or a situation or something that happened with another person, and I'll replay like maybe they thought this thing about me, or like if I said something that was weird and maybe they misunderstood it or whatever. But I think it's just the enemy in those moments for us to just keep replaying those and meditating on those types of things. And so I am hoping and praying for you and myself that God will kind of help with those trains of thoughts throughout the week. Hold on just a minute, I'm changing Joshua's diaper. Okay. We do not have any more vehicles.
You were right. I just say it's your one vehicle.
Okay, Josh, you gotta sit over here in your chair, baby. You know that he's gonna want to play with that, Bubba.
What?
He's gonna want to play with that and mess up with your stuff.
I can't.
I thought you wanted a snack.
I wanted a straw. on strawberry.
Okay, if you're eating a snack, we can't play with
I
these. And
am eating
Josh is gonna
stuff.
try to knock them over.
I
You
am
have to do this
hungry.
at the table.
I'm eating what? I am the
How
only
about
one.
after you eat your snack?
I am eating my strawberries first. I discovered strawberries first. Then I don't want that.
No, we're not gonna blow bubbles with the milk. Okay? You can have milk. No blowing bubbles. If you eat all those strawberries, you can have a different fruit. Alright. Joey, can you turn on that light, please? Mm-hmm. Good job. Alright. Joey wanted to read The Cat in the Hat. The sun did not shine. It was too wet to play, so we sat in the house all that cold, wet day. This is several days later that I'm recording this part now, and it has been a whirlwind of things. So one, I'm sorry about the allergies because I sound a little bit groggy. And two, my middle son, Josiah, there on the end in the red, he actually had some breathing issues. So we were in the hospital a little bit this week, and it was pretty scary. My husband and I were kind of watching his breathing, and he was taking a lot of effort to just breathe normally. So we ended up having him go to the emergency room, and then that led to them having to put him to sleep so that they could put a camera down his throat to see if there was anything in his lungs, and they pulled out a bunch of mucus, and he was doing a lot better after that. He did need some breathing treatments, but I will tell you that it was all pretty scary. I feel like we were really blessed that he was able to come home. That doesn't always happen with people. And so I think it was just a really good reminder that our kiddos are gifts, and every day that we have with them is a blessing, and we can't take it for granted. I'm going to go ahead and end this video here. I was planning on doing more, but obviously with the change of things that happened this week, I kind of just ran out of time. So if you enjoyed this video, please go ahead and click that like and subscribe button, and hopefully I'll see you on the next one.